Now we go from senior Rotax to the youngest competitors, as young as 8 years of age. We head to Minimax, and here is your starting grid for Minimax Heat number 1. After time qualifying, it was Jacob Ashcroft that would now start from pole position. Denny Babacek, the younger brother of Petra Babachkova, we'll see older sister Teresa in action a little bit later on, is lining up on the front row. Jeremy Rivers and Nikita Lubimov on row number 2. Felipe Reyes and Cole Denham, row 3. Finley Lines in his first European trip starts P7 alongside Boris Verhaag from the Netherlands. Jauger Lempen and Charles Kitely round out the top 10. Albert Friend, the Minimax Wintercup winner from last year, starts on the inside of row number 6, joined by Portugal's Afonso Lopez. Then we've also got Tom Reed and Shibazaki Mikoto from Japan, row 7. Jensen Chalk, the recent Dubai O-Plate winner, and Joao Pereira on row 8. Hugo Fuentes and Ethan Griffiths, row 9. Sigurd Stubrup and Rory Armstrong completing the top 20. Jack Freeman, Oliver Majewski, row 11. Isaac Barker and Unto Olavi Lakonen, row number 12. Min Jae Kim from South Korea and Amelie Davey, row 13, with Kieran Stewart, Daniel Minto, Nathan Kappen, Francisco Lopez, Daniel Ferreira, Sam Mott, Max Gilman and Ryan Gandor rounding out the 34-strong grid. So the drivers make their way out of the final corner. Are we ready? Are we steady? Minimax Heat 1 gets going. Lights are out, we're off and racing. 3 wide is towards the bottom part, and there has been a spinner already through turn number 1. Looks to be a DHR kart. But a lightning quick start already from Jacob Ashcroft. Jeremy Rivers was in P2 for the briefest of moments, but it looks like Felipe Reyes for RR Racing now has made his way up into second position as they go through over the top of the hill at turn 8 for the first time. There's a lot of squeezing going on into that first corner, and someone was unceremoniously spun around. And the 3 abreast a little bit further back. Denny Babacek looking up the inside of Finley Lines in the 194, and there also goes through the 162 of Cole Denham. But it's Jacob Ashcroft that has already gotten away into the distance somewhat. Albert Friend having a very, very close battle with Charles Kitely in the 164, as Ashcroft has a lead of nearly 6.5 tenths of a second. There's all bit of a moment there. That was for Felipe Reyes, and all up, and then up the inside goes Denny Babacek, the 115, to now take back what is second position. Down the hill they go. Jeremy Rivers, however, has ended up dropping down the order down to 10th place as Felipe Reyes looks to try and get past. A little bit of a tap from behind, courtesy of the Dutch driver on the Czech Republic racer in the 115. Felipe Reyes looks towards the inside of Denny Babacek through into turn number 11. Neatly gets through. 7 minutes plus an additional lap for each of the Minimax heats here at Karting Campillos. So Ashcroft has nearly a 1.4 second advantage as things stand, as they go back up the hill now onto lap number 3. Felipe Reyes and Denny Babacek being joined by Cole Denham. Finley Lines not too far behind, neither is Nikita Lubimov. Right, okay, Charles Kitely has just been given a 3-second time penalty for 2 wheels outside of the tram lines, as Cole Denham makes the move through turn 8 on Felipe Reyes to take 3rd place. And now we've had another penalty come in from race control 136. That is Tom Reed, currently sitting in 12th position, has had a 5-second time penalty for pushing. Those will be added to their respective race distances, well, race time after the end. Once the race has been concluded. But still, Felipe Reyes looking to get that 3rd place back from Cole Denham. He's going to try and do everything he can to facilitate that. So all of the 34 drivers still circulating. So the drivers continue on their way to try and do the best they can, because they will be the results from this will then make sure that they go into a respective grid position for the pre-final tomorrow. That will be decided by the ranking after the heats. Jacob Ashcroft has nearly a 2-second advantage with just 2 minutes to go. But the battle wages on a little bit further back. Now this will be the battle for P3. Felipe Reyes wrestling with the steering wheel, trying to keep it pinned to see if he can get past Cole Denham. The 162 from Dan Holland Racing gets his head down. Felipe Reyes looked to nose up the inside through turn number 16, but with a minute and a half on the clock still remaining, Jacob Ashcroft is head and shoulders ahead of the rest of the field. And is making good his intention to get on through. And Jacob Ashcroft, a very, very quick driver last year in competition, has continued that pace into 2023. So with 30 seconds to go on the clock, Ashcroft has extended that gap to 2.2 seconds. There is a bit of a train behind Finley Lines, Nikita Lubimov, Boris Verhaag, the recovering Jeremy Rivers, who is sitting in 8th position. He's got Albert Friend not too far behind, I think, for close company. As we go on to the penultimate lap, lap number 6. As the timer hits 0, nearly 2.6 seconds is the advantage over Denny Babacek, who's firmly holding on to that 2nd position. And side by side, there is the 133, Boris Verhaag, who has been battling away. That is with Finley Lines. Finley getting his head down, as this time around we will have one more lap to go. So Jacob Ashcroft, who had a puncture in morning warm-up, has not had that drama to suffer with here in the first race. As we go on to the final lap, Ashcroft has nearly a 2.8 second advantage. Babacek, Denom and Felipe Reyes are within 0.3, half a second of each other. So that battle for P2 very much undecided. But also Finny Lines has been passed by Nikita Lubimov and Boris Verhaag in the meantime. So the 194 has now got Jeremy Roivers right up his backside at the moment, coming down through into turn number 9. But Ashcroft it's very much the case that Ashcroft has been head and shoulders the class of the field so far. Time qualifying, he showcased that, and punching a hole through the dirty air, so shows that the kart, the driver and the setup is as one right now. 2 more corners remain as Jacob Ashcroft, the 122 based out of Western Supermare, comes out of the final corner and kickstarts not just pole position, but a Heat 1 victory, and it was a commanding one over Denny Babacek by just under 3.1 seconds. Cole Denham completes the top 3 ahead of Felipe Reyes, with Nikita Lubimov, Boris Verhaag, Finley Lines and Jeremy Roivers rounding out the top 8, who were covered by just under 5.8 seconds. There is your race winner. Albert Friend and Charles Kitely provisionally ran at the top 10, but Kitely will have a 5-second time penalty. I've also just seen as one being issued for the 117 of Min Jae Kim from South Korea, currently in 20th place. So Afonso Lopez will take 10th position, by my reckoning. Tom Reed, Jensen Chok, Shibazaki Mikoto and Oliver Majewski rounding out provisionally the top 15 at the moment. Isaac Barker, Daniel Minto, Joao Pereira, Rory Armstrong and Min Jae Kim provisionally are your top 20 finishers. Max Gilman and Sam Mott making up to 21st and 22nd respectively, with Sigurd Stubberup 23rd, Iago Lempen, Daniel Ferreira, Kieran Stewart, Jack Freeman, Ethan Griffiths, Ryan Gandor, Unto Olavi Lakonen, Nathan Kappen, Amelie Davey, Hugo Fuentes and Francisco Lopez rounding out the 34-strong grid. So it was time for the young superstars of the future to shine here in Campillos, as Minimax would head out onto the circuit for the first of their 3 heats here in Spain. Jacob Ashcroft and Denny Babacek would lead the field heading into the start-finish straight. And Ashcroft, whilst putting the power down, managing to get ahead of the field, and was followed by quite a few other drivers. And there was one driver looked to be a little bit further back, maybe Iago Lempen, who was actually P9, so in the inside of row 5. And it looks like the youngster, unfortunately, not able to recover from that drama on the early stages, ending up 24th. But then the battle started happening as Ashcroft pulled away into the distance between Felipe Reyes from the Netherlands and Denny Babacek from the Czech Republic. But it was a textbook commanding performance by Jacob Ashcroft, which meant he took the first victory of the race weekend, with Babacek, Denholm and Felipe Reyes rounding out the top 4 overall. And Ashcroft looks set to command this weekend at the very early stages.